Hello and welcome to the QSI Podcast. My name is Catherine Jakeman. I'm a Quality Improvement Partner, which means that I give advice and support for QSI for all the services who are working towards and those that have the quality mark. The quality standard for imaging is called QSI commonly, and it sets out national standards for an imaging service. It's so that we can evaluate the services and we can help services to improve. QSI is a continual improvement programme. So we're looking at services where they are now and how they can improve. It's a joint collaboration between the Royal College of Radiologists and the College of Radiographers. The Quality Mark scheme was introduced last year in 2024. It gives a new and enhanced level of support with the QSI Hub, and then gives a proportional and supportive assessment of the QSI standards. So I'm going to introduce my colleague Annalisa.
Hi, I'm Annalisa Spearing. I am a quality review partner at the colleges, and my role is to go out and review services and help them celebrate what they're doing well and help them identify what they could work on just to help improve them service more there. And I'm joined today by Flo Malcolm.
Hi, I'm Flo, and I'm the quality manager in radiology at the Royal Berkshire Hospital in Reading.
And I'm also joined by Alex Fisher.
I'm Alex. I'm the medical physics quality manager at University Hospital Birmingham.
Lovely. And in this episode of the podcast today, we're going to talk about three subjects. So we're going to talk about starting out with QSI. We're going to talk about the QSI Hub and the support that we have in the Hub for both those that are working towards QSI and beyond when you've got the quality mark and you will still have support in the Hub. And then finally, we're going to talk about the benefits of having QSI in your imaging service. So I'm going to pass over to Annalisa, who's going to ask the questions.
So first we're going to talk about getting started on the journey to gaining QSI. So how did you start QSI in your service, and did you start from the beginning or had you already done some work?
So at the Royal Berkshire, so we started QSI from the beginning. There'd been a little bit of work done because it was known as ISAS previously. Yeah. So before I joined in 2019, we just there was a little bit of work done, but actually we probably started from the beginning. What I realised when I started in post, that a lot of the processes were being done, they were really good, but we really weren't evidencing them. So that's what I told my colleagues, and I said, you're a fantastic department, but we just need to just go that one step further and evidence them. So let's go for QSI. So that's how I kind of try to sell it. Yeah.
Already doing the work. You just want the recognition for it.
Yes, definitely.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Really similar, actually. So we had a lot of the documentation. It just needed pulling together, really, and QSI was obviously the perfect structure for it. And I also think just making sure that you engage key people at the start is really important, because then naturally their enthusiasm becomes infectious and it gets everybody else on board as well. So make sure that you get those key people on board at the beginning.
Yeah, brilliant. And did you find it difficult to sort of introduce the concept of QSI to the service?
I think it's what Flo was saying really is that we were already doing a lot of it, and this is kind of the negotiation that I was making, is that saying, well, actually it's just capturing formally what we already do. So people were saying, oh, is it going to be more work? Is it going to be more of this? And saying, well, no, it's just formalising what we do.
So the Hub was introduced in July 2024, and it provides your support. It introduced formalising the support that we were doing before, but it was a sort of more formal way of us helping you, because obviously you're paying to be in the Hub. There is a yearly fee for it, so we take it on board that we are then providing you with a service. So Flo, before the hub was there, you were already doing QSI.
Yeah.
So did you notice a difference when we moved over to the hub system?
Tremendously, yeah. You were like my guardian angels. The quality improvement partners. Yeah, actually it was fantastic, the hub, because before the hub it was like you were working in isolation and you kind of thought you were the only quality manager around. But when I joined the hub we had so much support really, and one-to-one support from the quality improvement partners like yourself and Glenda. It was just fantastic. So, and I wasn't fearful in asking. Any question wasn't too small to ask, it was really good. So yes, it actually helped me tremendously. I couldn't have done it. I don't think I wouldn't have got QSI without the hub. Yeah. So it was great. Thank you.
You're welcome. So Alex, you probably came in a bit sort of nearer to when we were starting the hub. So and probably starting earlier in your journey as well. So if you could just tell us what support you had and how what a difference it made being in the hub.
I think when you start, there's just so much to do. It's a huge mountain to climb, but every email that I sent you, usually quite panicked. So, saying, how do I go? How do I meet this? But I think there's so much support. You have such a handle on the standard and knowing how to approach or offering different ways to approach it is so helpful. And it also just putting us in touch with other quality managers as well. We know that we can always go to you, but I've also gone to Flo for various things as well. So actually just being able to network and using the hub as your network has been really helpful to actually get the standard up and running at UHB. Been really good.
Yeah.
And we also do monthly meetings.
They've actually given us, so I know the last one was about years 2 and 3. And I think we're always so focused on year 1 and just getting accredited that to have those heads up, the way that you plan them is really good because it's giving us that heads up for the future to say, okay, you've done this, but you now need to think about this. So it's actually been really good to focus on the now, but also on what's coming up in the future as well.
And I think with the whole scheme, it never stops, which is a good thing and a bad thing. You're always looking towards what's next. And we do try and in the meetings sort of point out that it doesn't stop when you get your first year, which I know you're about to go for. But then you are looking for your next year and beyond that.
And I also think as well, you work really hard to actually get different speakers in as well. I remember last year you brought one in on PGDs, which I know are a big kind of ones. And actually that was really helpful. So the guest speakers that you bring in as well are also very much attuned to the bigger issues within QSI.
And I think we've always been very mindful that we're not to be afraid of any topic which might cause, which we know are causing issues in services, and to get the right speaker to come and to help services with those topics. And we've had various topics over the years where we've felt, there's going to be a lot of questions, and we might not be able to answer every question, but usually within the colleges we know somebody who we can go to answer those questions.
So I just wanted to mention, Catherine, just talking about the monthly meetings, I think it was really a really great idea when we went through the standards as well. You did like a couple of like block weeks, didn't you? Where we went through each standard every day, and that was fantastic. It's like when you're learning to drive, isn't it? Where you do the driving lessons you can do it within like a month or so, can't you? Rather than having your separate, waiting for weeks.
So they're the gap analysis sessions.
So that was really good.
And when we go through, we're always amazed how, because we're going through the same standards, and now we've been doing that for quite a few years, but it's always amazing what different things come up. And I think it shows there's no one way to meet a standard. There are different ways to approach it, and it's great to hear how all the services are doing that. And I think the gap analysis sessions really pull out
they're brilliant.
that you can do this in different ways, and that's fine. And also you can learn from other people how they're doing it, because I'm sure we see people writing, scribbling away on camera and everything. That's really great to see that. And we are as well. Somebody will say something, you think, oh, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, they've been valuable.
We're learning as well, you know, because radiology services are really huge and they're wide ranging.
Yes.
And the standard is as well.
Yeah.
And it looks into every part of your service. And I think that that's where people are perhaps daunted by it. Going back to how you engage your staff, do you find that you go to the leads? Do you find that you go to the radiographers, the radiologists, and are you getting the engagement from everybody?
So what I decided to do was I actually had QSI leads from each modality. So I went round and just said who has a special interest in quality. So it was a volunteer, you know, they volunteered, and I found that really helped because they all enjoyed quality, kind of with a passion. So we would have the quality modality leads meeting we were having them every week actually in the build up to our QSI, and they were invaluable. They worked really, really well. And they were from all grades as well. It didn't have to be a band 7, you know. They could be anyone who just showed an interest, and it gets everyone on board and everyone takes ownership and empowers. So it was great.
And we've always said with our meetings, we don't mind who comes to them.
Yes.
And if it's appropriate for someone else in your set, we've done ultrasound once. So obviously you want your sonographers to come to those. We did a forensic imaging one, which was really popular because I think that's an area that people don't know about unless they've worked in it. And so it was really interesting. I've never worked in forensic imaging, so it was really interesting to hear from that side. So we introduced a new award with the hub, along with the hub, something that was a brand new idea when we started it, and that was the Working Towards Award. So when you do a self-assessment when you're in the hub, and when you are 50% of self-assessing, and you've uploaded 50% of your documentation, then we will give you the Working Towards QSI. And it's been a great success. And Alex, I think, was one of the first ones to get Working Towards. So I just wanted to ask you, what did that mean for you personally as a QSI lead, but then also for your service as well?
So I would say that first 50%, I would argue, is the hardest, because when you're going from 0 up to the 50, you're laying so much of the foundation that the second 50% actually becomes a lot more manageable then. So for me, when I got it, I was just like, I can do it. I can actually get to the end. And I think the service felt exactly the same way, which because we've all worked, it's not just me. QSI and quality is owned by everybody. And I think when we got that 50% and I announced it in the meeting, it was just, oh, thank God. It was really, really good, and it was really positive. It's very much showing our commitment as well to actually getting it. So it was a great spur on. And yeah, we can't wait to be fully accredited.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
You will be. I think we've really noticed that services, you know, they come and they say, we can't wait to get the Working Towards. And that's been such great to see that enthusiasm. Yes. And, you know, with it being a new thing, we didn't know how people would take to it. And it's been really heartening. And you get to use the logo.
Yes.
And you get to go on our website, and everybody knows that you are then officially Working Towards, which is brilliant.
Services seem to really enjoy engaging within the hub, but also within the quality mark as a whole. How did you find the success of engaging with your service, but also with the process of going through QSI?
We were all on board. So what I did before we had our QSI, because just before we had our QSI review, I did some PowerPoint presentations. I was probably doing about 2 or 3 a day to all the staff, and so just trying to tell them what QSI was about, what questions they would ask. But I tried to be very positive when I went through it with them, just to say they're actually not coming to catch you out.
Yeah.
They're coming to celebrate our successes. And I was saying that we are a really good department. We have lots of successes. And anything that they find, it's like it will be there'll be like quality improvements. Yes. There'll be improvements, so or recommendations. So and also the reviewers are here to help us really and guide us. So I try to kind of be really positive with them and just empower them.
And how did that happen? On the day, did they come back to you afterwards and say it was a positive experience, or?
Yes. A few of them came and said, it wasn't as bad as we thought, Flo, because it's always a fear of the unknown, isn't it? Always a fear of the unknown. Yeah. But no, they were really quite happy, and quite engaged. So, it was good. Yes.
And Alex, how did you work about engaging your service?
I had a lot of support from top-level management, which was really good, and to have them on board and to know that I had those almost as a backstop to begin with was really, really good. And then I disseminated out, looking at who in the service was on board. And then almost I didn't do it through PowerPoint presentations, but I did it through word of mouth. Yeah. That actually this is really important, and that it's something that we should be proud of our service, and we are. And actually, let's get a stamp to make that official. So we've got really good engagement now. It's almost coming full circle, which is really, really good.
What do you find are the benefits of QSI, and how have your scheme sort of embraced QSI and discovered the benefits of it?
So I would say when we started, we had a skeleton, and it was a good skeleton, but we had a skeleton nonetheless. And what QSI gave us was the muscles to actually get it moving and get it going in the right direction. It's given us a really good structure to organise ourselves around and to hold ourselves to as well. So that's why I think it's really important for services to actually go towards QSI.
Yeah, just 100% echo what Alex has said. And I just think it really gives the staff, it encourages them to want to do well and to be proud of their achievement, because it's a massive achievement, and to celebrate it as well. So,
Fabulous. And it is such an achievement for staff.
It
is.
And
it's a recognition of their hard work, because sometimes it's difficult to see the wood for the trees, and you might just see that's normal work, but actually it really is good quality, and it's such a lovely thing for staff to recognise what they're doing well.
And you've been benchmarked as well.
Yes.
So. Do you feel that it makes the staff perhaps be a bit more mindful about their work and how they fit in as well with the rest of the service?
Yes, I do. Yes,
that it's brought it more together more.
Yes.
Perhaps because they're all working to one goal.
Yeah.
It's unusual, I think, in a service, isn't it, to all be working towards one thing, because you're very modality based.
Yes.
And yet QSI spans over all of it.
But I think even within the modality that I work in, PET, that everybody's working their absolute hardest to do the absolute most, and what QSI does is it brings it all together into a common point to make it so that we're all working on the same page. That's huge benefit of the standard.
Do you feel that your processes, you sort of on the sort of admin side of it, do you think that it's improved your processes, or do you feel that they were there already, or has this made a difference to
No,
those?
it's totally improved our processes, because it's all documented and and approved. Everyone kind of knows what to do now, because we've got a process for documentation. So no, it's really improved.
And even on, regardless of whether it's clinical or on the admin side, it closes the loop. What it does is also strengthens what we can and can't do as well. So with DNAs, for instance, did not attend, it's really strengthened our admin team to say, okay, this is now what we do and what we don't do.
Yes.
So it's just been so helpful to actually get us to think about it and put something in place and then hold ourselves to it.
Yeah. And from the admin point of view, have you found it that it's strengthened the admin team? I know I've been told before it brings the admin team more into the service because they are having to look at some of the standards as well.
Yes, it does. I worked very closely with our admin team and they did fantastically. They did really, really well. So,
and you as QSI lead, so you're both in that role as a QSI lead. So I just wanted to ask you a question about the importance of having a QSI lead, and do you feel that you could do QSI without having a lead, or do you think it's a vital role that services would need?
it's a vital role. It's a vital role. I think you definitely need a QSI lead, someone to manage it. It's like project management, isn't it? So you do need that. I think it's very difficult to be a QSI lead and do other things as well, you know.
You also need somebody who knows the standard as well.
Yes.
And having just one person who holds it in their head or do what I do and look at the Excel spreadsheet first and then answer it. But yeah, just it is a project, as Flo says, and being able to look at it from beginning to end, it requires a lot of time.
Yeah.
And how did you manage that? Do you feel supported in doing your role?
Oh, yes.
And that support is important.
Very supported from our management team. Excellent. And from the leads. Yes. I'm quite lucky, really, that I've had so much support.
Yeah.
So
Same. The people that I've worked with to get QSI ready for PET have been exceptional. And it has been shout out to them because it has been a genuine pleasure to actually work with them and get us to where we are today.
It's so lovely to hear that you've got these common goals you're going towards as well, you know. It's you doing a lot of it, but actually as well it's your whole team wanting to work together. And that's really nice.
We couldn't do our jobs without the support of our team. And as I've always told them, you know, it's because of you guys. That's why we've got QSI.
And I go back to this is why quality is owned by everybody.
Yes.
It's everybody's input that makes it work.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I think we've probably gone over this a little bit. But Flo, what do you find are the benefits of QSI and what have you noticed since you've started QSI with the service that's changed?
So I think the benefits, you can drive quality improvement, which is really, really good. So you can do like mini projects. I mean, it's great at audits as well. It's great because some of the, you know, staff will come to me and say, oh, Flo, I've got an audit to do, you know, which is brilliant. When someone comes to tell you they've got an audit, you think, oh, you've done it, you've got there. So that's really great. Yes, and I also think it encourages good team working as well. And as we said earlier, you know, the modalities can work together because, you know, if we look at our practice education, the practice educators can work together as well. You know, they've got common goals. You know, when we're looking at competencies, they can see how each modality sets out their competencies, how they display it.
On the governance side, before you started QSI, do you feel that you've put in more regular governance meetings or governance controls because of doing QSI? Yes. So basically, you know, all our documents have to be approved. They all have to go through governance. So that's happening a lot better now. I mean, we've got lots and lots of documents which are going through, especially coming up to QSI. So I think that strengthened it.
I think it's streamlined a lot of our processes because it's got us to think about how to, you know, we know that we do X, but can we do X better? And I think this is the overall structure of QSI is that we've ended up having to put in extra meetings because we know that actually we need to give more thought to a particular area. So it's been really good to help us think about what we need to do to actually get our service to run better, really.
So for this part, we've talked about how you start out and then the support that you get in the hub and the working towards award, and then we've talked about the benefits to your service. And it's been great to hear how important it's been to you, the support that the colleges have put in, and the work that we've done to try and make make services feel that they are supported when they're going through QSI. And I think it can be it can be very lonely being a QSI lead, and you're the only one in your service who's a QSI lead. And I think we recognised that right from the beginning, and we wanted to make sure that we brought you all together and you all knew each other, because you're in completely different parts of the country, but you know each other quite well, and you know, and we know you well. And it's been great to see in the hub that sort of growing and sharing of information. And that's one thing we do really encourage in the hub, is that we have collaborations and sharing of information, and you know, nobody feels like they're writing procedures and things on their own. They've always got someone else to ask, not always us as well, because we don't always know. So thank you for being active members of the hub, both of you, and great QSI leads. I know if ever I've got questions that I can come and ask you as well, as much as you come and ask us. So
thanks to both of you for all your support.
And we'd like to thank you for doing this podcast today, and we'll be going on to our next episode and discussing the successes of QSI and the quality mark.